Mara Okafor clocks in at 11, the way she has every weeknight for the past 6 months. The building is a mid-rise office complex, mostly glass, mostly empty after dark. A pharmaceutical distributor on 3, an accounting firm on 5, nothing worth robbing. She likes the quiet. She likes the hum of the monitor bank. 12 grainy feeds cut into a grid. The smell of old coffee in the guard booth. Her predecessor left a half-eaten bag of pretzels in the drawer. She's been slowly finishing it for a week. Tonight is nothing special. She signs the log, checks the exterior doors, settles into the chair that's shaped like her now. 1.8, camera 4, shows the east hallway, empty under its buzzing fluorescent tube. Camera 7 shows the lobby, dark except for the exit sign's red glow. She takes a sip of coffee. The clock on camera 4 reads 11 p.m. It will read a great many things before morning. At midnight, she does her first walk, flashlight clipped to her belt, though the building's night lights make it mostly ceremonial. The east hallway is the longest stretch, carpet the color of dried blood, doors evenly spaced, a fire extinguisher every 30 feet. She likes this hallway least, though she couldn't say why until tonight, when she notices she started counting her steps in it. 41 to the far door. She's never counted before. Back in the booth, she rewinds camera 4 out of habit, watching her own grainy shape walk the hallway a minute in the past. Habit, not suspicion. Nothing to suspect yet. She eats another pretzel, checks the exterior cameras, notes the timestamp, 12:04 a.m. in the log. Everything matches. Everything is where it should be. She doesn't notice, because there's no reason to, that camera 4's clock reads 11 seconds ahead of every other feed in the building. The first time she really looks, it's 1:14 in the morning, and camera 4 shows a figure standing at the far end of the east hallway. Just standing, facing the camera, too far to make out details, except that they're wearing a long coat. Mara sits up. No one should be in that hallway. She checks the door logs. No badge swipe in the last hour. She watches the figure for almost 30 seconds, and it doesn't move, doesn't shift its weight, doesn't do anything a person standing in a hallway would normally do. Then it's simply gone. The hallway empty in the very next frame. No motion blur, no door closing. She rewinds. Same thing. There, then not there. No transition. She writes it off as a bad connection, a compression glitch, something explainable. She doesn't walk the hallway again for the rest of the hour. She tells herself this is a coincidence and not a decision. At 2:14, the figure is back. Same spot, same stillness. Except this time, the coat is gone, replaced by what looks like a hospital gown, pale and shapeless. Mara leans so close to the monitor, her breath fogs the screen. The face is still unresolved, a smear of gray where features should be. But something about the posture is unmistakably the same as an hour before. Same tilt of the head, same way the arms hang. She grabs the radio to call the other guard on duty across the lot, then remembers there isn't one tonight. Budget cuts. She's alone until 6. She checks the exterior doors again on camera. All locked, all still. When she looks back at camera 4, the hallway is empty, and the timestamp reads 2:14 exactly, unmoving, frozen for 4 full seconds before it starts counting again. She writes this down. She doesn't know why she suddenly feels the need to keep proof. 3 a.m. By 3 a.m.,
Mara has pulled every hour of footage since her shift began, scrubbing frame by frame, and she finds it. 12:14, 1:14, 2:14. The figure, always at the 14-minute mark, always in the east hallway, always facing the camera, always gone without a frame of transition. She checks the exterior door logs against each appearance. Nothing. No badge, no motion sensor trip, no alarm. Whatever this is, it isn't coming through a door. She should call someone. She should call her supervisor, or the police, or anyone. But what would she even say? There's a man on my camera, and he isn't real. Instead, she does something smaller and stupider. She decides to watch the clock. If the pattern holds, it happens again at 3:14. She has 14 minutes. She spends every one of them staring at camera 4, unblinking, coffee gone cold in her hand, counting down toward a moment she's suddenly certain she doesn't want to see.
It happens at 3:07, 7 minutes early. Mara's stomach drops before her mind catches up to why. The pattern has been breaking down, the gaps between appearances shrinking each time. An hour, then 53 minutes. Now this. The figure is in the hallway again, gown gone, and for the first time she can see the shape of a face. Not features, just the suggestion of one. A pale oval, tilted at an angle no neck should allow. It isn't facing the camera this time. It's facing the door to the guard booth, 3 floors away. A door with a key code only she and her supervisor know. Mara's hand goes for the desk phone. Static. She tries her cell. No signal, though it worked fine an hour ago. On the monitor, camera 4's timestamp begins to stutter, cycling backward and forward across the same 11 seconds, over and over, refusing to settle on a number. The stuttering timestamp settles on a number that makes no sense. 3:14 exactly, though her wristwatch reads 3:09. Mara doesn't remember deciding to stand up, but she's standing, keys in hand, walking toward the booth door, because staying still feels suddenly like the more dangerous option. The hallway to the stairwell is short, lit by the same buzzing fluorescence as the one on camera 4, and halfway down it, she hears something behind her. Not footsteps exactly, more like the sound of fabric dragging over carpet, slow and unhurried, matching no pace she recognizes as human. She doesn't turn around. She's read that you're not supposed to turn around, though she couldn't say where she read it, only that the certainty feels old and inherited, like something passed down rather than learned. She reaches the stairwell door and shoves through it into fluorescent white, and the dragging sound stops instantly, like a recording cut mid-frame. 8.1. Back in the booth, breathing hard, Mara looks at camera 4 out of reflex, and the hallway is empty. Timestamp reading 3:14. Steady now. No stutter. She almost laughs with relief. Then she notices camera 7, the lobby feed, and the laugh dies in her throat. The lobby is empty of everything except the exit sign's red glow, and a figure standing directly beneath the guard booth's internal window, facing up, toward her. Close enough now that the face resolves into something almost recognizable, almost hers, if her face had been left out in weather for a very long time. She spins to the actual window behind her. Nothing there. She looks back at the monitor. Still there. Still looking up.
and as she watches, the figure raises one hand and presses it flat against the glass of a window that does not exist in that part of the building, in a lobby with no wall in that position at all. 9.1. Mara doesn't remember locking the booth door, but it's locked, and she's pressed against the far wall of it, watching all 12 monitors at once because she no longer trusts any single one to tell her the truth. 11 of them show empty, ordinary rooms. Camera 4 shows the east hallway, and standing in it, closer than before, close enough to see the hospital gown is stained at the collar, close enough to see the eyes are open too wide, unblinking, fixed on the lens, is the figure. Its mouth is moving. No audio feed exists for camera 4. It has never had audio. But she can read the shape the mouth makes, over and over, the same 2 syllables. And she realizes with a cold drop in her chest that it's saying her name. The timestamp reads 3:14 still. It has read 3:14 for 6 straight minutes. Somewhere outside the booth, I hear the stairwell door open. 10.1. Mara turns from the monitors to the booth's real window, the one that looks out over the actual lobby 3 floors down, too far to see anything clearly, and freezes, because reflected faintly in the glass, layered over the dark parking lot beyond it, is her own face. Except the reflection is a half-second slow. She raises her hand. The reflection lags, then follows. She mouths a word. The reflection's mouth finishes it after she's already closed hers. Behind her reflection, in the glass, she can see camera 4's monitor glowing, and on it, the hallway. And in the hallway, nothing. For the first time all night, simply nothing. No figure, no static, no stutter. Just an empty corridor under a buzzing light, timestamp reading 3:14, and holding, unmoving. Correct. Mara doesn't move for a long time. She doesn't call anyone. When her relief arrives at 6, she'll tell him the night was quiet, and she won't be lying exactly. And camera 4's clock will still read 3:14, and it will stay that way for every shift after this one, forever 14 minutes past the hour, and no one still working there will ever think to ask why.